What's up, everybody? Welcome into an episode of Flippin Bats. We are live post-game here from the Field of Dreams in Iowa. My dad is here with me. He surprised me. What an awesome experience this has been. Baseball is about connecting generations, and literally as we speak right now, you have a father and a son doing an episode. You have a father and a son playing catch right over my shoulder, and a baseball was just thrown at us right before this started, hit a camera, almost knocked us out, but we're doing this live right now. This has been an absolute blast. Dad, we're going to get into it in just a second today, but how much fun have you had today?
I have had so much fun today, and it's really just 1 minute we're laughing and having fun. Next minute, tears come to your eyes because of all the emotion here. It's really just been a wonderful experience, and the highlight has just been the time I've spent with you and getting to kind of sneak up on you like we did and surprise you. It's what I like to call a pinch me moment, and I've had a lot of chills the whole time I've been here.
I think that's a good way to say it. This has been it's also a very emotional place. You know, we're having so much fun, but you find yourself laughing a million times at my dad's dumb corn jokes, and then the next thing you know, I have tears. You know, I'm fighting back tears because of some really cool moments that have happened. So a lot of those moments happened today. So let's talk about what just transpired here today in Dyersville. One, from the moment we got here, the access here to players was so cool, and the excitement that they felt being here, which was a big difference for me this year. Last year, guys didn't really know what to expect. It was kind of, okay, we flew from out of town. This was a little inconvenient to get here, but this might be cool. This year, every single player I talked to was loving being here. Drew Smiley, who pitched great tonight for the Cubs, said, I'm just extremely happy that my start day fell on this day so I can pitch here. So that was a big difference, I thought. And then to even get over to the big league field. And Dad, I want you to talk about this because I got to experience this last year. This is your first time experiencing this. You have to walk through the corn out in center field of the movie site to even get over to the major league side, which I think is a really cool touch. So talk a little bit about that.
Oh man, it's so awesome. It's almost like just walking down with all the other fans and seeing this beautiful baseball field rising up out of the corn. It's almost like in the Wizard of Oz when they pop out of the woods and see Oz, you know. It's just like this amazing spectacle, and just really surreal. Then you get to the field and you see the attention to detail, the scoreboard, the dugouts. Everything is just so well done, and you know, so nostalgic. It's just an amazing experience.
So the game itself is secondary to everything that happens, and you know, and it starts pretty early on. You realize that we're sitting down in the stands. We're just a couple rows behind the on-deck circle, which is a point in its own. We're right on top of these players, but we're sitting here cramped in like sardines, basically. There's no room to move, which adds to it. And then next thing you know, you're like, okay, what's coming next? And King Griffey Jr. and King Griffey Sr. come walking out of the corn together at the same time, and immediately the crowd goes silent. Everybody starts getting a little emotional. I know I certainly did. Dad, we haven't even talked about that moment,
right.
But that was really cool to see.
Yeah, you know, it's almost like I was talking to a couple of players earlier, and everybody seems to agree. This is almost like a bucket list moment for the players of this generation. I mean, we've been to so many special events, to World Series, to All-Star games. We've been very blessed to attend a lot of those. But, you know, I find myself wishing maybe Justin could pitch in this game one day, because this is something that I think most of the players would agree. Yeah, we've done those things, but have you pitched in the Field of Dreams game yet?
Nobody does moments better than Fox. Nobody does events better than Fox Sports. When you think of big moments, this is one of them. You think of the Super Bowl, you think of the All-Star game, you think of the World Cup. This is fast becoming one of those moments. And nobody does it better, and they've now done it 2 years in a row. They have absolutely crushed it. You find yourself thinking, how do you top last year? Well, the answer became pretty apparent. You don't. You just build on it. You create different moments. And they did that so well. This year became about fathers and sons. It became about that bond between a father and son. And Griffey and his dad, Griffey Jr. and his dad, come walking out of the corn. Next thing you know, all of the players come walking out of the corn together. Both teams simultaneously intertwined with each other. Those guys come out. Legends of the game come out as well. Johnny Bench, Fergie Jenkins, Barry Larkin. I mean, Dad, that had to be cool.
It was amazing to see those guys come out and, see them get interviewed, see them get honored. And I think you could even tell from their reaction how special this was. Guys who have been there and done that and seen everything there is to see, I think to experience this was probably really special for those guys too.
Yeah, I mean, to see Johnny Bench come out was a great player back in his day. I know the guys you grew up watching, like Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb, they couldn't show up today. But
I don't know how many people noticed this, and Johnny Bench totally blocked and one hopped. Fergie Jenkins threw him a one hopper. Did you see that?
I did see
that.
that.
And Johnny Bench cleanly one hopped it, man, like he was
never missed a beat.
Never missed a beat. It was amazing.
I mean, the pregame was incredible. The game itself was incredible. The Cubs get off to a fast start. But what's really cool about this is we were sitting right there in the stands here, and it just immediately kind of hit me. We're in the middle of a cornfield watching the best players in the world play baseball, and we're right on top of them. And that immediately became the feel to me is this is really cool. And these fans that showed up today there's not a major league team here in Iowa. These fans show up and they're impressed by every little thing that's happening because we're right on top of it happening. I mean, every single bit of game action, it like hits you how good these players really are. Like, okay, wait, I see 95 on TV all the time, but I've never seen 95 in the middle of a cornfield while sitting right on top of it. I mean, it just felt like we were almost a part of the game action. The on-deck circle was right in front of us.
It really was. And I have to say, too, though, that as good as the game was, as good as the players are, I think this is a unique event and that it's not even the biggest part of being here. There's something really special about, and we've said it before, this place, this experience. You come to see a baseball game, but you come away feeling like this was so much more than a baseball game. Yeah. There's just really something magical about this.
And there is. It's a magical place. And nothing more magical tonight happened than Harry Carey doing the 7th inning stretch.
That was
and
awesome.
It was really cool to see that. And that moment, that's what this place is about. Harry Carey passed away, but you're able to carry on his legacy here tonight. This place is magical, as my dad
Did you
just
say carry on? Did you really make a dad joke like in spite of yourself?
There was not supposed to be a dad joke when I was talking about Harry Carey, but here we are. That was very on brand. So this place is magical. And that's what that moment was about, was being able to carry on a legacy. And from this moment, from this scenario, out comes Harry Carey performing the 7th inning stretch, and that's what that was about. And it was so cool to watch that personally, and a really cool thing for us there. Justin FaceTimed us while that was happening. So that moment of my dad and I soaking in the Field of Dreams in the 7th inning stretch, Justin got to be a part of that as well. So the Harry Carey moment was really cool. And for me, I think of it this way. This whole thing, baseball is about passing on things from generation to generation. And you know what? Harry Carey is a legend of the game. Your generation knows that. My generation knows that because it was passed down to me. And he was still alive. But he's not any longer. So how do you carry on that over the course of time? Well, it's moments like tonight. It's moments like the Fox Sports broadcast was able to pull off with Harry Carey tonight. You know what's going to happen after that? Kids are going to sit in their living room and say, Dad, who is that guy? And you're going to say, let me tell you about Harry Carey. And then that's going to happen again and again and again over time. That is what this moment was about tonight.
You know, it was kind of funny because we were talking going out about Harry Carey and the fact that there's this, this CG image, right, that everybody knows is okay created, and yet there's actually fans that's turned away from the big screen and looking up in the press box to see if Harry Carey is actually there.
If there's anywhere that it would be possible,
100%. That's what this place brings, is that, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen here.
Yep, absolutely. And the Cubs will go on to win the game 4-2, but again, it's less about the game of baseball, but there were plenty of other moments tonight. One of those for me being what John Smoltz said late in the game on the broadcast. John Smoltz, his dad passed away today. His father passed away today. Just think of that. He's calling the game at the Field of Dreams, where the theme this year is father-son. And he was able to do the broadcast to talk about that. So, first and foremost, condolences to John Smoltz and his family. I was so thankful he shared that. I had no idea. So to hear that happened and to hear him share that with everybody on the broadcast, I mean, it happened here of all places when he's here.
I know. I mean, and what a moment, and condolences, as you say. But, earlier when, we were out here, I was thinking about my own dad. My dad is 95 years old. He's a World War II veteran. And a lot of the time that we've had out here together has just made me think, how special it would be, to be able to do some of those things with my dad when he was a little younger. And hey, I mean, that's what this whole thing is about. That's what this movie's about. That's what this place is about. So yeah, I mean, those themes keep recurring. And, with John Smoltz, with his dad, the sad news, but, somehow this place just really celebrates that relationship, that father and son relationship.
Well, for me, it's been extremely awesome to have my biggest and most prominent male figure in my life to be here with me. So this has been a lot of fun, and that's what this place is about. That's what the Field of Dreams is about. This is a movie that was made 30 years ago. Okay? And we're here today because of that movie. That's never lost on me here. What Fox Sports did today really goes back to a movie that was made 30 years ago, and it just continues to connect generation after generation, and that's never going to be lost on me, and it's just something that I think is really cool. I mean, there are 10,000 people that showed up today because of a movie 30 years ago. In the movie they say, people will come, Ray. The people will come. Did you think he was... Imagine thinking that now. He was talking about in the movie. Now we're 30 years later, and look at all the people that are coming here.
I know. Those kind of things. I can't tell you how many people I talked about, and we had this conversation tonight that keeps saying over and over, I get chill bumps. Because what you just said it gives me chill bumps to hear that here this is a movie that's created all that long ago, and the theme of the movie is to bring people to this ballpark that we're at in real life 30 years later. It really is. It's crazy.
Yeah, this has been a special experience. So we've had a lot of those, but I want to get into our top 5. Our top 5 experiences here at the Field of Dreams. So what I want to do, I do a lot of top 5 lists on this show, but you're here with me, so I'll do 5, and we'll just alternate. So I'm going to start with my top 5 moments. At number 5, it has to be the Griffeys coming out of the corn. Ken Griffey Jr., who I grew up watching, idolizing his swing, even as a right-handed hitter. Nobody idolizes a swing more than Ken Griffey Jr.'s is. He comes out of the corn with his dad. For me, that was one of the top 5 moments. I have that at number 5.
Number 4 for me.
Are we back? All right. We're back. Look, we're doing this live right after. We're doing this live in Dyersville, Iowa, and if this is the only thing that happened, we have absolutely killed it. So number 5 for me, top 5 moments here: King Griffey Jr., King Griffey Sr. coming out of the corn. Dad, what do you have at number 4?
So number 4 for me was the corny jokes in the cornfield with Ben. Just sitting there, trying to keep a straight face, and before we could even tell a joke, we're actually laughing out loud. And all I've had the whole time we've been here since is sort of getting an earful from Ben about my corny jokes.
That was good. So for me, let's go to number 3. At 3, I have the 7th inning stretch with Harry Carey, and I mentioned it a few minutes ago, being able to talk to Justin. So it was the 3 of us doing that. That was really cool and a special moment for me. And you know what was really cool about that in a nutshell is this was such a cool project for Fox. Nobody knew this was coming, which is a really cool point of this for me. Even internally, this was called Project Ivy for the last year. Internally, because they didn't want people to know this. And you know how they came up with this idea? 1 year ago today, the 7th inning stretch last year at the Field of Dreams is when the idea for the Harry Carey thing came together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So number 2, which is really my number 1, is...
My dad's not an expert here on camera, so I got to sometimes put the mic in the right spot.
Right. Okay. So number 2 for me was actually number 1 for me, which is the recreation of the final scene in the movie with Ben and I getting to have a toss and just reliving, actually getting out here on the actual field and recreating a scene that has made me cry like a million times. Is almost, words almost can't express how special that was to experience that with Ben and recreate that scene.
Yeah, that was up there for me as well. But number 1 on this list, and certainly number 1 for me, is you being here. The surprise, you showing up, you being able to take in this experience with me being able to take in this experience with you. This is an experience every time I come here. But this year is far and away better because that's what this place is about, is the scene in the movie you just talked about, and that's a big father-son bond, and the number 1 for me is being able to have that father-son bond right here. And, of course, it being a surprise made it all the more better, which was absolutely incredible. So what I want to do right now is toss it to the surprise of my dad showing up here at the Field of Dreams. You see this picture? Did you take that?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Appreciate it, sir.
That's sick. This place is perfect, dude. This place is incredible.
I know, it's pretty cool, huh?
I wish you were here last year. I don't know how you top it, man. I hope they do this year. I don't know what they're gonna do, but last year was perfect.
I know. This is gonna be hard. This is where we make our money. We come up with new storylines, I don't know. It's too bad we couldn't get your dad out here.
That would have been perfect.
I know. We called him.
That's the one thing last year. If he could have come, man.
I know.
God, that would have been so perfect.
I know, man.
Hey, buddy!
No.
Field of Dreams.
No way. No way.
How about that?
No way. Let's go. This is awesome.
This is going to be a great time.
No way.
A great time.
How'd you get out here?
Oh man, it was like a whirlwind. I talked to your friend Nick. We got it all done. Hopped the plane, and here we are.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Pretty cool. I know.
You guys are incredible. Y'all are incredible. Rago, Buck, y'all do it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First off, shout out to everybody that made that possible. Everybody behind the scenes that helped pull that off. Really cool moment, obviously, for us. But even just the fact that I was just sitting there and the producers trying to play along with it, even though they knew it. I mean, I just felt like I got in the best possible way. And, yeah, that's a pretty cool list there. A pretty cool top 5. All moments. This is the cool part of that top 5 list. they're all moments that we will literally remember for the rest of our life.
100%. And it was such a whirlwind, the way that everything came together, and getting invited out here and getting to take part in this and surprise Ben and actually come out of the corn. Once again, it's sort of, the reality sort of, gets mixed up with the movie, because being able to walk out of that corn, just like happened in the real movie, and, to come out and surprise my son, it just really doesn't get much better than that.
It doesn't. And this was an incredible experience from, Tuesday when we got here to right now. This movie, I've said it before, I will say it again, every single time I cry at the scene of the father and the son playing catch, and to be out here right where it happened is something that is just incredible. To be able to do that with you, to be able to share this experience with you is something I'll remember forever. And Dad, I love you so much.
Love you too, buddy.
So this is another episode of Flippin Bats live from the Field of Dreams here in Iowa. Thank you all for coming along this journey with me. That is the goal with every single thing I do. I want it to feel like you guys are a part of the coolest experience of all time with me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe to podcasts anywhere you listen, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. We're also on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at Flippin Bats Pod, and you can watch every single episode on YouTube as well. To finish this episode, we got something fun for you, but Dad, I'm going to put you on the spot, and you said you don't like being put on the spot. I want one more dad joke from you before we finish up.
Well, let's see, Ben. I've got one more corny joke. For you to put me on the spot like this is highly irregular.
Some would say it's even irresponsible. Oh, what a blast this has been. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. To finish this out, we're going to toss it to the scene of my father and I playing catch on the field, recreating the final scene from the Field of Dreams. Until next time, peace out.
Can I ask you a question? Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa? I could have sworn it was heaven.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
You want to have a catch?
I'd love to.